Now, if you look at financial accounting, in this case for commercial student, welcome. My name is Omotola Fayomi. You look at it, it's right there on the screen. If you want to see it properly, go to the complete WAEC study platform. You will see all those things there. So, it's about double entry bookkeeping, financial statement preparation and analysis. And there are two papers for WAEC. It's not practical. It's basically about objective and theory. And in this case, it's different from economics and commerce. His own is different. The theory has more marks, 67%. That's something. That means it can take you into getting towards B3. Can take you to B3 or thereabout. So theory only. Though it's put there that paper 2 is theory and practical account. That means they will also do some, practicalize some theoretical knowledge there. So let me first go there before we go to this one. So it's 3 hours. Wow, 3 hours. And that's two sections. The first section is short answer conceptual question, 30 marks out of 150. And the next one, B part, that's where the real work is. Somebody say real work, 120 marks. No wonder it is weighted 67%. So you have preparation of account, final account, trading and trading P&L, balance sheet, incomplete record, ratios, bank reconciliation, etc. So you need to show all the workings. It's the workings that will give you mark here. They want to see how you can flow through and prepare the balance sheet, do all the stuff. So and you have 67%. If you are able to do well here, if you hit everything, the whole sections, 120 marks out of 150, and you also pick the short answered question of 30 marks, you'll be looking at B3. Then you pick OBJ. Some of it's not only in financial account, even in mathematics and in chemistry. Some of the questions in theory, you may find them in objective. The same concept. I'm not saying word for word, though, the same concept. You find them in objective. So you see the objective there, what it covers. You check the WAEC, complete WAEC study platform. Now, what are the subjects in the topics in the syllabus that we are looking at that may likely, these topics, if you focus on them, the reason why these topics is not that these are not the only topics in the syllabus, but these ones, their exam weight is high. Aside that they appear every year, every exam, they carry weight. Imagine somebody only read how many topics out of these ones, and the person he has already studied more than 80% of what the topics for this exam. And that's what we are talking about. So we look at accounting concept and principle, double entry and trial balance, what is expected there, what they will have, what area they will cover is being mentioned, the content covered, the content of those subjects. Is it financial account, partnership, final accounts company, incomplete record, bank, where they will, every exam, majority of those things that are here in the complete WAEC study, they show what regularly come out, the topic. That means if you are writing the WAEC this year or you are preparing for next year, focus on this one. When you see that you are satisfied and you solve questions, then there's nothing to fear about. There's nothing to fear about. Just be practicing. You have done the reading, you have done the cover, then you practice. It's not only applying to financial account, other subjects. Those that will be writing WAEC maybe next year or thereabout, some of them will be looking at writing JAMB, and they might not have covered. Maybe I should say it here. When you start from SS1, SS2, the only time you have to do all these things is SS1 and SS2. Because SS3, you only have first time. WAEC starts in third time. The second time, that's when they are preparing for JAMB or thereabout. It's from holiday or something. So you only have SS2 to be able to do it. There are some subjects, I don't know whether some schools have changed it. There are some topics that are positioned for SS3, which in a way they are most frequent high impact question in WAEC. Then there are some topics that only you do them in SS1, you might have forgotten. So it's better, you just put those high impact topics and dust them very well, and make sure you chew them. Then other things you can then be adding. Not that you learn or know all these things, you practice them, you get to know them, then you go and sleep. Don't sleep. Oh. Don't sleep when you are preparing for something. You can, but you can just be following the tempo like that. So frequently examine topics, and you look at it. Financial final accounts. That one will take 25 to 30 marks. 25 to 30 marks in 150. That means 150, you cut it into five places. One part of it is getting it. Some of them partnership account, bank reconciliation. See the marks that all these things may be allocated into. It's very important. Yes, the final accounts, the partnership accounts, the bank reconciliation statement, incomplete record, account concept, as you are seeing on the screen, control account, and what have you that is there. Just check them out on that website. So what are the A grade strategy? Let me just, you can see them there and explain. WAEC gives marks for correct format as much as correct figures. Learn the exact format for trading account, P&L account. That P&L means profit and loss, balance sheet and receipt and payment. So is that telling you insight into the marking scheme, what is being marked, what you take mark. If it's marking scheme they use. You wonder why how do they mark? They mark correctly all over the country. It is marking scheme. The chief will prepare the marking scheme. Those that mark right know all these things. The chief will prepare marking scheme to be. They will vet it, then they will now sanction it, send it out, and people there will be what we call they will first train the markers, the examiner, the people that will mark on what they need to mark. They will talk about it. They will discuss it for 1 or 2 or 3 days. Those that mark WAEC, they know. They will discuss it for 1, 2, 3 days. Then when they see that yes, and those that are experienced, we are also teachers. Then they will now ask them to go and mark, give them script as it's allotted. And then when they mark, they're still checking at the level of supervisor. There's also checking at the level of checking marks. So you don't just mark anyhow. You think somebody will just say, I'll be giving people mark. There is marking scheme. So the insight here will give you what to focus on to hear new mark. So that is it. So the double entry rule, note that, read it, and make understanding of it. Adjustment must be done. Adjustment, as it is, maybe as the case may be, partnership key steps, bank reconciliation, and past question and exam practice. Read all those things. I know they will make sense to you, and you start saying even if you see them, you can also get back to all this stuff to guide you off to. You can even make screenshot of what is there to guide you, and you also can ask teachers what is this and this. Some of them say this, but it's okay. Some will attest to it that, and they may also have something to add. I'm not saying this is the whole thing, but these are major things that should be looked into for you to do well in this particular subject, financial accounting. I think I'm making sense. Thank you very much. See you on the next one for the art student.